Upon hearing that, Bora wonders what is going on and whether that young girl with yellow hair is Woonshin's girlfriend. They exchange glances until the girl apologizes and explains that she has an appointment, so she'll be leaving first. The boy says he'll go with her, but she stops him and asks him to stay with his mother. However, he replies that it's not a problem, gets on the motorcycle, and says he'll stay a bit longer, while the girl says goodbye, promising they'll see each other another time. Before Bora can say anything, Woonshan has already left with the girl, leaving his mother speechless. When they stop, Ji Hyun-seo scolds him for his lack of consideration. He asks what she means, and she complains that he suddenly said she was his girlfriend, admitting that it caught her off guard. The boy explains that he said it because she really is. She, on the other hand, asks him to look at her closely and wonders if he thinks her appearance could please adults. Woonshan insists that his mother isn't that kind of person. Back home, Bora wonders why her youngest son is involved with someone so troublesome. Her daughter, upon hearing her, asks who she's talking about. The mother asks if she knows her brother's girlfriend. The girl, surprised, seems unaware. She quickly asks if he has a girlfriend. Bora confirms it and says her name is Ji Hyun-seo. Yuna, upon hearing the name, asks if he's really dating her. Bora wants to know if she knows her, and Yuna says yes, adding that she's quite well known. The mother asks why, and her daughter explains that before she left school, she was very popular among the students. This surprises Bora, who asks if she dropped out and no longer attends school. She also questions her reasons for doing so. Yuna replies that she doesn't know. Just then, Woonshin arrives, and his mother asks him to sit down for a moment. The young man agrees with curiosity, sitting in front of his two siblings. He asks if his mother wants to tell him something, and she starts by saying that motorcycles are dangerous, so she'd prefer he didn't use them. The boy agrees without complaint. Then, Bora asks if his girlfriend attends classes. Woonshan looks at his sister, who asks why he's staring at her. Bora tells her son that she fears that girl might be a bad influence on him, but he replies that his mother doesn't truly know her, assuring her that Hyun-seo is a good person. He adds that once she gets to know her, she'll like her. The next day, the grandfather laughs. Yuna asks what's so funny, and he says he thinks her mother understands him now. He then asks what the girl is like for her to say that to her son. His granddaughter asks him to wait, takes out her phone, and shows him some pictures. The grandfather, upon seeing them, is shocked. He asks who she is and if she's really a rebel. He can't believe Woonshan is dating someone like that. At night, a friend of Bora waits for her until she sees her from afar. She greets her and asks if Yujin won't be joining them. Bora replies that she's on a business trip. Then she asks if they'll go to the usual bar. Her friend says no, that she's craving baijiu, a traditional liquor. The two end up surrounded by drinks and dishes. Bora looks upset, and her friend asks why she worries so much about the kids' relationships, considering they're old enough to fall in love. But Bora replies that she wouldn't say that if she had seen her. She says the girl has dyed yellow hair, a mouth piercing, and tattoos. She clarifies that she doesn't mind the style, that she's not old-fashioned. What really bothers her is that she dropped out of school. At that moment, Hyun-seo appears and clarifies that she wasn't expelled but chose to leave. Bora, unaware of her presence, keeps talking until she stops, turns around, and sees her just as her boss asks her to deliver an order to apartment Jian, building 101, floor 403. Hyun-seo says she's on her way, leaving Bora completely stunned. The girl briefly greets her, apologizes, and explains that she has to make a delivery, but they'll see each other another time. She wishes her a good night. Once again, Bora is left speechless. She then says she feels very embarrassed, and her friend says she should, because even she felt awkward. Bora suggests they finish eating and leave. At the end, they're surprised to discover that the bill has already been paid. They ask who it was. The waiter says it was Hyun-seo, who said she knew the lady. Once again, Bora is left speechless. As they walk under the night sky, her friend says she understands why she's so upset. Now that she's seen her, she admits her appearance is quite striking. However, she confesses that she seemed like a nice girl. Bora reflects on this, remembering how her son defended her and said she was a good person. Then she stops and murmurs that it can't be. She says that if she leaves things as they are, she won't be able to sleep peacefully. So she returns to the girl's workplace, surprising her. Woonshan's mother tells her she heard she paid for the meal and that she shouldn't cover adult expenses, giving her the money back. Hyun-seo apologizes for that, but Bora doesn't stop there. She also apologizes for what the girl overheard earlier. Hyunzeo, without showing emotion, smiles slightly. At that moment, she asks if she can invite her to dinner. Soon after, they share a meal. Bora asks if she doesn't get dinner at work. Hyunzeo confirms that she already ate. Then the mother asks why she asked to be invited. The girl replies that the more she eats, the better, and that Wonchan talked a lot about her, so she wanted to get along. Bora asks her why she left school. Hyunzeo replies that she wanted to work, but the lady says she could have done that after graduating, that she should at least finish school. Hyunzeo responds that there were circumstances creating an awkward moment. Then her phone rings, and Bora asks if she's not going to answer it. The girl says it's not important. Bora insists, asking what kind of call it is, but as she looks closer, she notices her expression has changed, arousing her curiosity. Hyunzeo then asks if she doesn't like her as her son's partner. She says she also thinks they shouldn't be together and that she's going to end the relationship. Bora is confused. Before she can say anything, the girl is already standing and apologizes, saying she's leaving. Bora follows her and asks why she's suddenly saying those things, that she was just curious and doesn't understand why she's leaving like that. Hyunzeo replies that it's fine, glances at her sideways and confesses that her mother passed away, and that she lives with her father and younger brother. She adds that her father is an alcoholic and unemployed, so if she doesn't work, her brother will go hungry. After a brief silence, she says that dropping out of school was the only option she had. Then she starts the motorcycle and leaves. Meanwhile, at home, Yuna studies while her brother watches TV. She calls him and tells him that their mother is looking for him. Elsewhere in the city, Hyunseo arrives home. A man yells that his shift ended at 8. When she looks up, she sees her father, who asks why she's late. She doesn't answer and walks up the stairs, ignoring him. He doesn't allow it and hits her on the head, telling her that when her father speaks, she must respond. The girl just stares at him. The man asks if she's defying him. He starts hitting her while accusing her of wasting time and coming home late. Hyunseo, on the verge of collapse, hears her father yelling at her to answer. At that moment, Bora appears and pushes him. Everyone is stunned by her sudden intrusion. Before that, Wonchan wonders why his mother is suddenly asking him that question. Bora says she's just curious and asks him to give her the information. She asks if he likes Hyunseo. Smiling, the boy says yes, that he likes her a lot. Back to the present, the father asks Bora who she is and yells at her for interfering in his business. She stands up to him and tells him that he's an adult and should behave like one. Many thanks to the channel members, Raphaeltron and Sweet Tea, for their valuable support to this project. That said, see you in the next video.